Bitcoin back when my buddy Everett Sergeant told me to. When it was at 70 cents, 70 fucking cents a coin. I'd be a fucking billionaire. Literally. Dumping all that Afghan money on that. Like quadrupling, if not whatever the 10, 20 times the amount of fucking money I made in Afghanistan. Like, I'd be a baller. I'd be Tesla level, Elon Musk level billionaire. I am a fucking idiot. Do not panic sell and sell your hold on to it, let it appreciate back in value because it's already still more valuable than when it first began. It used to cost 10,000 Bitcoin to buy a pizza, and now one Bitcoin is still like 40 grand. I'm just fucking saying. All right. Continuing on to some local news. Lockdowns have tanked. We're taking our economy. It shut down and destroyed a whole bunch of fucking small businesses. 60% of all businesses that closed their doors during the lockdown will never reopen. It was the largest transfer of wealth from the fucking poor middle class to the rich elites and probably American history. And it's sad because a lot of you fucking supported that garbage.
Winning. No.
But anyway, hyperinflation's happening. Minimum wage is going up, which is causing more hyperinflation, and it's just getting out of fucking control. And we got to stop now. And some states are doing that. They're cutting off unemployment benefits. They're cutting off all the extra money, and they're trying to get people back to work because there's so much fucking jobs, but people don't want the jobs because they want more money to work.
No.
But because the prices are going up, but giving them more money to go to work now is just going to cause prices to go up, continue, and it's going to tank people's fucking savings and it's going to institute this great retarded great reset garbage that we've been talking about. But let's get into this fucking article here. 12 states. The 12 states cutting off extra unemployment benefits included for a gig for work for self-employment. So 12 states announced that it will stop paying extra unemployment benefits as early as June or July. The states, all with Republican governors, are expected to end their participation in two federal benefit programs, one that makes gig workers and self-employed eligible for assistance, and one that provides extra weeks of aid, the federal press reported. And that's how you get it done.
Winning.
If we don't want to do that, you're going to cut aid off anyway, so we're just going to cut ourselves off. We're going to end that aid. The program covers 12.5 million people. The Central Foundation estimated that the move by the 12 states will cut off benefits for 895,000 people. That is what needs to be done. This is how you're going to lead the way. The states cutting off benefits are Alabama, Arkansas, Idaho, Iowa, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, North Dakota, South Carolina, Tennessee, Utah, and Wyoming. And actually, you can add New Hampshire to that. We're doing the same damn thing, but we'll get into that in a little bit. Expects to stop issuing payments on June 12th. Well, Tennessee said it was signed July 3rd. This is what we got to do. We got to get people back to work. You're not getting your extra money. Get your ass out to work, you lazy. I'm not taking care of you because you don't want to work anymore. When it's safe now, get the fucking vaccine and go to fucking work, or don't get the vaccine and wear a mask and go to fucking work.
That's how winning is done.
I'm not covering your lazy ass. I don't care how fucking afraid of the virus you are. And I'm sorry to be blunt, but it is what it is. The number of Americans seeking unemployment benefits fell last week to 473,000, a new pandemic low and the latest evidence that fewer employers are cutting jobs as consumer ramp up spending and more businesses reopen. The decline, the fourth in the past 5 weeks, coincides with the crash of states led by Republican governors that have blamed expanded job loss benefits for a slowdown in hiring and are acting to cut out the additional aid. Thursday's reporting from the Labor Department showed that applications declined 34,000 from revised 507,000 a week earlier. The number of weekly job claims, a rough measure of the pace of layoffs, has fallen significantly from a peak of 9,000 in January. Last week's unemployment claims marked the lowest level since. Why do have an ad blocker that doesn't work? I'm going to delete that and find out, get something different. Decline in applications is coinciding with the steady improving economy. More Americans are venturing out to shop, travel, dine out, and congregate in the entertainment venues. Reopening has proceeded so fast that many businesses aren't yet able to staff up as quickly as they would like. In April, employees added 266,000 jobs, far fewer than expected. The surprisingly tepid gain raised concerns that businesses may find it hard to quickly add jobs as the economy keeps improving, and regaining pre-pandemic employment levels could take longer than hoped. In Thursday's report on joblessness claims, the government said nearly 16.9 million people were receiving unemployment benefit aid during the week of April 24th. The latest period for that data is unavailable. That is up 16.2 million in the previous week and suggests that hiring wasn't strong enough last month to pull people off unemployment. And it's not because people can't get a job, it's because people don't want to go to work for fucking money. Like,
Winning? No.
You
you need
suck.
money to live. I'm not fucking covering your cost of living because you don't want to work and you want to extort people for more money. I'm not fucking doing that terrorist garbage. Cut them off. This is a rise of unemployment recipients occurred mostly in California and Michigan, where more than 60,000 people were added to the federal jobless benefit program that set the workers for gig workers and contractors. The hiring slowdown has led to political backlash against several federal expansions to unemployment benefits, including an extra 300 week in benefits paid for by the federal government on top of the state payments that averaged about 320. The supplement was included in President Joe Biden's 1.9 trillion stimulus measure approved in March and is set to expire the week of September 6th. Businesses have cited that extra 300 is a reason they are struggling to hire. In analysis by Bank of America, economists found that people who had earned up to 32,000 in their previous jobs can receive as much more income from jobless aid. Some unemployment people say the extra benefits allow them to take more time to look for work, which can make hiring harder. And that's, I mean, if you're looking for better employment, that and you have the skills and you have the time to do it, that's still working and getting it done, that's a lot different. There are other factors that help explain why people who are out working might be reluctant to take jobs. Some worry that working in restaurants, hotels, or other service industries will expose them to the virus, according to government surveys. In addition, many women, especially working mothers, have to leave the workforce to care for children who are still online school for at least part of the week. In some states, the impact will fall the hardest on African Americans. The Century Foundation calculates half the unemployment benefit recipients in Alabama and South Carolina are black. In Mississippi, two-thirds are. Biden earlier this week disputed the notion that 300 payment is to blame for the drop-off in hiring last month, but he also urged the Labor Department to work with states on renewing requirements that recipients of unemployment aid must search for jobs and take a position if offered. Take the fucking position if offered. Cut them off. The job search rule was suspended during the pandemic when many businesses were closed and unemployment opportunities were few. A major of the states have now reinstated it. Anyone collecting unemployment who was offered suitable job must take the job or lose their unemployment benefits. I mean, I can't believe I'm agreeing with fucking sleepy sniffy Joe Biden. But people who are offered jobs while looking for jobs where they have to require to look for jobs while on jobless benefits should be required to take a job if offered a job. Why should I continue to pay you money to support you when you can take that money and support yourself, even if it's living a slightly lesser of a lifestyle than you were previously used to? I'm just fucking saying, because I'm not fucking your mom and daddy. I am not your fucking parents. I'm not even your grandparents. You need to man the fuck up. You need to human the fuck up and take care of your own goddamn. I'm just fucking saying. All right, moving on to the fourth and final segment and final subject of the podcast. Uh, it goes back to the relation of that getting rid of the aid and stuff, unemployment. New Hampshire's leading the way back to employment. We're not just ending the unemployment and making people have to search for jobs and take employment and such. We're taking it to a next level, and we're going to add a little something to get people back to work. So here we go. Let's get into this. Summer stipends. You just went to the wrong thing. There we go. Summer stipends. New Hampshire offers $500 to $1,000 bonuses for going back to work.
Winning.
We're going to incentivize. We're going to cut off your extra money and incentivize you to go back to work, you lazy pricks.
That's how winning is done.
This is some tough love. I love all you Americans, but you're some lazy, weak pricks right now. Concord, New Hampshire will end its participation in all pandemic-related federal unemployment compensation programs next month, but will offer summer stipends totaling $10 million to encourage people to find jobs, Governor Chris Sununu said Thursday. About 35,000 people are currently collecting unemployment benefits, all of whom are getting $300 per week supplemental payments, either from the state or federal program created during the pandemic. Those extra benefits will end on June 19th now that the unemployment rate is dropping, and given the abundance of available jobs, Sununu said. The state was among the first to expand eligibility for unemployment benefits when the pandemic first struck between March and April 2020. Its unemployment rate jumped from 2.7% to over 16%, but as of this month, we're back down to 2.8%. These are careers, Sununu touts training in New Hampshire trade schools in New Hampton. We are very proud of that. We have this is the importance. You get Mike Rowe from Dirty Jobs. You don't have to go to college to make money. You can learn a trade and make really good fucking money.
Winning.
We're very proud of that. We are a robust economy and have a lot of workforce opportunity, and wages are far and away higher than anything we've seen since. There are tens of thousands of jobs, higher paying jobs, and they're available today. Seacoast restaurants urgently needed to fill jobs. Here's why how they're responding. Starting Tuesday, unemployed workers who find full-time jobs will get 1,000 bonuses after completing 8 weeks of work, and part-time workers will get 500 until the 10 million fund is depleted. The stipends will be available for those earning $25 or less per hour. Connecticut is offering a similar incentive, though it is maintaining the $300 supplement payments for those who remain on unemployment in a coronavirus developments. I mean, that's not really gonna, if they're not incentivized to get off unemployment.
Winning. No.
You
I
suck.
mean, this is a considerable pay. So if they're asked, if you are denying $25 an hour, you're fucking insane. Mask guidance. New Hampshire's Department of Health and Services is completely on board with the latest federal mask guidelines. The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention said last week that fully vaccinated people can skip face covering and social distancing in virtually all situations except crowded indoor locations such as airplane, buses, hospitals, and prisons. Sununu lifted New Hampshire's statewide mask mandate last month, though requirements remain in place in some communities and within individual businesses, and the latest state guidelines issued Tuesday continue to recommend mask use and social distancing indoor regardless of vaccination states unless gathered in small groups of fully vaccinated people. And we're not fucking doing this. We're not listening to this at all. We haven't really listened to this the entire fucking time. The government's just trying to save face and act like it's still credible by allowing us to do what we've already been doing. CDC's vaccine, yes, both doses are needed, Seacoast doctors say. Frankly, the CDC's guideline was difficult, if not impossible, for businesses and organizations to figure out how to implement, said Dr. Benjamin Chan. The CD guidance is looking at all perspectives of individual risk, he said. We have to take the population's health perspective and take into account our local context, the local situations, what it means with our level of vaccination and our level of COVID-19 in the community to pull back on some of these restrictions. Substance use treatment. New Hampshire is getting nearly $10.7 million in federal grants through their American Rescue Plan to support efforts in combating substance use disorder and increase access to mental health services. The state's congressional delegation said Tuesday. The funding comes in additional to $16.3 million provided in the emergency COVID-19 relief package that was signed into law in December for substance use disorder treatment and mental health care. The funds are coming from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. I mean, that's pretty damn good. I use Vet Center, and I get it. It's all donations and stuff, and it pays, helps veterans. If you're a veteran, look for your local vet center if you need mental health, and I suggest you go there. They're really good. You're not going to lose any of your rights or any of the things that you're worried about or you're normally afraid about for seeking help. Seek help.
That's how
The
winning
pandemic
is
has
done.
placed an enormous strain on granted health status and underscore the urgent need to provide support for those grappling with mental health challenges and substance use, Senator Maggie Hassan said in a statement. More than 90,000 people have tested positive for the virus in New Hampshire, including 139 cases announced Tuesday. One new death was announced, bringing the total of 1,334. 7-day rolling average of daily new cases in New Hampshire has decreased over the past 2 weeks, going from 240 new cases per day on May 2nd to 130 new cases per day on Sunday. Associated Press writer. So that's who wrote this article. So that's what's going on here in New Hampshire as well. This is the way you do it. New Hampshire, we gotta Connecticut kind of halfway, 50% there, but you gotta de-incentivize not working, and you gotta incentivize working. De-incentivize not working, incentivize working. Otherwise, people are just gonna not work and collect more money. Why am I gonna go to work for a little bit more money long term? Just in long term less money, and when I can maintain more money, you see what I'm saying? You got to de-incentivize people just sitting on their ass and collecting unemployment benefits. You're gonna make them want to go back to work. Jobs got to make it more enticing. You gotta offer a more competitive pay without raising fucking prices and flipping the bill on the consumer because of hyperinflation and. That's not that. If you need to pay more to hire people, that's not my fucking problem as the consumer. We have to figure out a way to like stop the stupid fucking price inflation,